most of the time, 99.9% of the time, they're the sweetest, most lovable dogs you would ever know.
And then I come over.
Yeah, and then it's all hell breaks
Now,
loose.
is she like this when Andrew's friends come over?
No.
Or, no?
No. Well, maybe a little
I
bit.
wonder if it's...
They don't... Yeah, she does. She does
I wonder
jump.
if it's the goatee. I wonder if it's the glasses. I wonder if it's the hat.
I think they sense weakness. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
In the morning, you're clear-eyed, focused. That's why you never hit on anyone in the morning. You gotta wait till late at night when you're confused and tired. They gotta lay down somewhere, might as well be with you.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. Win with a sticker and stick with a winner. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hi, I'm Darin.
I am Michael.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. This is episode 231.
Yes, if you are hearing us for the first time, welcome.
Welcome.
Go to our website, irritabledadsyndrome.com.
It's a
we
good
have
website.
all of our episodes. There's pictures, there's video, there's you can
audio.
get all signed up on the email list, and you get wonderful little emails.
Yeah.
Did you know that each of our episodes comes with a nice packaged little graphic?
I know that our
art department works tirelessly.
Who
on
heads
it.
up that art department?
Johnson
He's doing
Johnson
a bang.
over in-
Is it he
in the East Wing.
doing a bang up job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go to our website, sign up for the email list,
Yeah.
follow us on all the social medias and stuff.
Hey,
and
Christmas
then,
is coming up. You
it
can go
is.
to our shop. It's our merch section.
Yeah.
There's t-shirts, coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff. Perfect for the man, woman thing in your life.
And we don't do like most other better podcasts do and stop recording and posting through the holidays. We continue the march
All the way through.
So if your other podcasts say, we're going to take a month break, not us.
Screw them.
No,
Yes.
we go for it.
We do.
Some of our best stuff is in those nook and cranny months, as
I'll
I like
say.
to call them.
Yeah. So check us out at irritabledadsyndrome.com. And thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight on the show, I've mentioned many, many times that my name has been screwed up. I've got another instance where my name has been deliciously screwed up. And I got in a little bit of trouble almost with Johnny Law.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Jonathan Law.
The police
Yeah, the Popo.
pulled me over. Yeah.
5-0 Mobile.
I don't know what that means. Yeah.
How you doing there?
I'm doing
How you
good.
Yeah?
I am doing good. It's middle of November. I've got some vacation coming up. I'm looking forward to that. I'm thinking about possibly putting up the Christmas decorations like a week earlier than I usually do.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm thinking about doing that is usually I do it the day after Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to do it the week before so that the day after Thanksgiving I can just sit on my butt and get fat.
Yeah.
Watch TV. And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is this? This is episode 231.
231.
When did we start doing it exclusively here? Was it 40 or 50?
No.
Or was it in the hundreds?
No. It was I thought it was in the 20s.
In the 20s?
Yeah, 26 or 27
So that means
or
we've
something.
probably had, would you say we've had at least 200 episodes here?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you've been here
Yes.
200 weeks.
Yes.
And that dog
Your dog.
still loses her mind every time
week,
she comes.
Every week I come over, she loses her mind.
Marbles just looks at you like, there he is again.
Yeah, Marbles likes me.
And
Booba.
Booba is going at it like,
I don't know.
Like we talked about Will Smith, zapped her with the Men in Black
Yeah.
Whomper, and now she can't remember that you're here.
The Whomper.
The Whomper is that's a technical term.
I know. Your dog loses her mind when I come over, and I like your dog very much.
Yeah.
I would bend over and pet the dog and give her a belly rub and scratch her behind the ears and say, "Who's a big sweetie? You are."
Yeah.
But she won't let me near
And
her.
I'm so codependent to her weirdness and bipolarism that I begin to blame you.
What did I do?
Tonight, I
okay.
stop myself before I chastise you because it's not fair. Darin,
Yeah.
you're the victim in these situations.
I am.
It's not fair.
I'm the one with the scars. I have physical and emotional scars from your dog.
If I may, can I run
I
down
could sue you.
You could. Can I run down the list of things I've almost attacked you for when you first walk in?
Okay.
All right.
Sure. Okay. Oh, this is the top 5 list.
Dare
Okay.
just walk in the house. Quit standing out there. Just walk in.
Okay.
Walk in. I'm not defending these. I'm telling you the raw what happens.
So you want me, as soon as that door cracks
Nope.
open, just to shoulder and then run in?
Well, I mean, there's somewhere in between the two.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm standing there minutes,
Yeah.
maybe seconds before. I wait till the door. I'm a
there-
big guy. I wait till the door is completely open before I walk in.
There's no need to defend yourself on any of these. I'm telling you up front, these are irrational.
You're being irrational. Okay.
I'm being irrational.
Okay.
I'm being codependent to her bipolarism.
Right.
I am trying to control the environment around her to pacify her,
Yeah.
an irrational being that she is.
Okay.
It's a futile effort.
Mhm.
You know, the Borg. It's futile.
Right. Resistance is futile.
Resistance is futile.
Not futile.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Quit looking her in the eye. Just quit looking her in the eye.
What am I supposed to look at?
So
Look at her tail?
it's unnatural
Hello.
for me to tell you to do that because you have this beast. She's
Yeah.
a beast.
Uh-huh.
And she's barking and acting a damn fool. Literally,
Okay.
a damn fool
Yeah.
is how she's acting.
Okay.
Where else are you going to look? You're going to look to where the threat is.
I will start looking at her ankles.
Darin, millions of years of evolution have taught you
Mm-hmm.
to look towards the beast that is growling and snapping and
Right.
that's where your attention should be.
right.
So I'm not blaming you.
Okay, but you're telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's number 3?
Can you stop pushing her back down?
What am I supposed to do? Okay.
You're playing her. You're again irrational, but the part of my brain says maybe she enjoys the fight. She may be a masochist for all we know.
Okay.
She could be one of the. There's people that when they go out with their friends,
Mm-hmm.
they try to start fights. They get a couple in them.
That's you.
Yeah.
Okay. That is you.
They get a couple
Let's-
in them.
Darin.
Let's go start a fight. No, I'm talking about at a bar. Not you're
okay.
You're like a punching bag. This is like going out and getting fresh meat.
Uh-huh.
Right. If you and I went out to the Dingleberries or Dingle House, as it were,
Yes.
and I got a couple in me,
Okay.
say a whiskey sour,
Yeah.
and I started looking at the bro down at the end of the bar there, and I just don't like the way his eyebrows arch. I may go over there and say, "What are you looking at there? What are you doing? What do you want to?"
All right.
And
Yeah.
start a fight, and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Irrational.
Right.
Yeah.
You know that's a self-defense mechanism. Can I,
You may.
in reference to
Go ahead.
Article 3?
Yeah, Article 3.
Can you remove her nails?
I'm not in charge. I'm not in charge of her nails.
Can you remove her sharp ass nails?
I direct you to the woman in the house who takes her to get her nails trimmed.
That's what, because I don't like getting scratched every week.
Yeah, you have a scar
Yeah.
from being scratched
Yes.
by her.
It bleeded. Number 2. Can I stop bleeding?
Yeah, can you quit talking about the scar?
For the record, you
Yeah,
brought up.
I did. I
you
brought it up.
up the dog.
I brought it up.
Okay.
I brought it up.
Yeah.
Why are you ringing the doorbell? You know that gets them jacked up.
Okay.
Now, that's, again,
Okay.
irrational. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Tonight, if you had not rung the doorbell,
Mm-hmm.
you would not be here now recording this episode because I was down here setting up the system here,
stuff,
getting everything
yeah.
ready to go.
Okay.
You had to ring the doorbell.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as I heard it, I want to walk down this road of depravity with me.
Okay.
As soon as I heard the doorbell ring, I knew A, you're here,
Mhm.
and B, the dogs are losing their mind.
Okay.
Now, it's not your fault the dogs are losing their mind. It's their fault for being irrational morons. However, I blame you. And that's not right.
Okay. So the last, remember when we all went to Ann and Dave Wiseman's house?
Yes.
And I knew that their dogs lose their mind
Uh-huh.
when I knock or ring. So I opened the door and popped my head in. I said, "Hey, we're here. Is that fine?" And Anne was just like she was flattered
Okay.
that we were comfortable enough to just walk into their house.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh my God, you guys are walk-in friends. You felt comfortable enough to
Yeah.
walk into the house."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, yeah. I mean, we've known you for years now.
Yeah.
I don't walk into the house because one, I'm afraid your dogs might get out."
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys might be in the
various stages of undress.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
In the living room.
But are you okay if I just walk in? I will walk in.
Yeah, I think I am.
Okay,
I think
then
I am, but I don't know. I don't know because
Okay.
if the dogs attack you when you walk in, then number one is going to be replaced with, "Can you ring the doorbell?"
Well, okay.
I've even thought about setting up a system where you call or text from the driveway.
I will do that. I will
No.
text from the driveway.
No,
because
because
then you're going to be mad because you don't like receiving texts because
Yeah.
you don't answer my texts.
They cost minutes. The point is, it's not right, Darin. It's not right. If you have a problem in your family,
Right.
you need to deal with that problem and not attack everyone around that problem impacts. You are impacted by this problem. You are an unwilling participant in Booba's mental anguish. It's not your job to pacify her by changing your behavior.
Right.
Because then you're encouraging her behavior. You're, in effect, promoting and encouraging her behavior.
Okay.
Which is making her worse.
Okay.
So I don't want you to change a damn thing.
Okay.
But I will continue to have those 5 phrases
Just
go through my head every
you
time
don't
you
want me
come
to
over.
change anything, but stop pushing her down.
No.
Don't look directly in her in the eye.
Maybe that one. Maybe don't look her in the eye.
You could
Put
possibly
sunglasses on her.
put Dakota in another room when I got here.
She won't go in another room. And I know you're thinking, Mike, she's a dog. She's a medium-sized, light brown idiot dog. Why can't you forcibly take her to another room?
Right.
We're scared of her.
Well,
That's why. We're scared of her. She does what she wants. And we're damn near 50 over here. We're not going to try to cajole, C-A-G,
Cajole.
C-A-J-O-L-E. Cajole.
Whoa.
We're not going to cajole this dog. We're just going to let nature take its course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically status quo.
Status quo.
Status quo.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
What in the hell kind of sales approach is that? You boys couldn't sell $1 for 50 cents.
Hey, time for a few fart jokes.
I'm positive that I was the victim of a fart prank. There is a guy on the internet, and it's just endlessly entertaining. My buddy Mark and I were watching these videos where he's in a crowded park or something. He walks past, usually a group of ladies, and lets one rip, and they're these fake farts.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, okay. I'm not going to make it in time. And he starts running like, oh, okay, I got to hurry, go, you know. And the looks on these women, it's hysterical. And these farts are not natural farts. I mean, my God. And it's endlessly entertaining. So the other night, I was out and I'm walking into a store. This guy and his buddy are walking out, and I'm thinking that's not a real fart. And I just kept kind of walking, and I did glance around, and they got this big eating grin on their face, like we got him. And I thought hilarious. But yeah, I'm wondering if I'm on candid camera. I wonder if somebody recorded me. If I'm currently on the internet being pranked by somebody fake farting. And I hope I am. If I am on the internet, send a check to my home address. Thank you. Can't talk tonight.
Have you seen the guy that maintains eye contact during the fart with people?
Oh,
That's my all-time favorite guy. He will. They're always long, squishy farts. Like, and he'll stare right at them the whole time.
nice.
It's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
So somebody else screwed up my name.
Okay.
I've mentioned it. I don't know how many times with this. We could do an entire episode of this podcast, I think, on stories of people screwing up my name.
Yeah.
I've been called Darfin, Darin. The list goes on and on. We went to the UC football game, and there's a Chick-Fil-A, and I went and I ordered food for Libby and and you had to do I don't understand why you have to order at the kiosk when you could normally, in any other situation, order at the desk, at the counter. But you had to order at the kiosk, and then they call your name, and the woman says, Darn? Darn.
Yeah.
Yep, my name is Darn.
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 Yeah, darn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's going on in the podcast. It's Darin.
Yeah.
Either it's a vision problem. I really didn't think that my name was this uncommon, that people would have this much problem with it.
Yeah. It's just been going on for a while.
I'm 54.
Yeah.
So for like 5 decades now, people have screwed up my name.
If I live longer than you,
Mm-hmm.
I will make sure that I will have your tombstone misspell your name.
Oh, well, I'm going to be cremated.
Well,
So you'll have to get the urn.
the Dixie cup. I'll
Yeah.
cross it out
Yes.
with the magic marker.
Please put my ashes in a Dixie cup.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Whoppers all-beef footlong hot dogs. Hey, it's your old buddy Dave, and I'm telling you right now, there are no better hot dogs out there than Whoppers. Whoppers are packed full of flavor with no fillers and no preservatives. They're perfect for every party, unless you're a vegan. Anywho, get a ruler and measure it yourself. If your hot dog isn't 1 foot long, they'll refund your money, guaranteed. Oh, and speaking of money, you can now show how much you love Whoppers by purchasing items from their new line of merchandise. Go to IrritableDadSyndrome.com and see all the cool stuff they have and buy something for that special someone in your life. Back to you, Buck and Dusty.
I want to talk about Facebook a little bit. That's
Okay.
one of our biggest communities is on Facebook.
Well, that's primary. Yeah.
primary
that's- yeah.
community. How's your Facebook friend list going? Have you come close to unfriending?
I haven't unfriended anybody.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I've come really close.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know about this, but there was a political event
There was.
that happened.
There was.
And some people have lost their damn minds.
Mhm.
I've come to the conclusion I don't want to unfriend because then I can't see what's going on with them. They
Right.
may change their mind. There's a little masochistic part of me that says I want to hear what they have to say when things go crazy,
Mhm.
if they do.
Right.
But I want a button that says, and I'm just here to watch you
Mhm.
just be.
None of my friends have gloated
Yeah.
at me.
Mm.
You know, because I'm a Steeler fan. And
Yeah.
anytime the Steelers lose, well, I used to hear a lot about that. People would, hey, you're going to take that profile picture down if they lost the Super Bowl? No, they went to the
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
Bowl. This was the year that they went to the Super Bowl against the Packers, and the Packers beat them. And so immediately after the Steelers got beat, my buddy sends me this thing, hey, you should take down your profile picture, because it was me in a Steeler jersey. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to take down my profile picture because the Steelers lost a game,
Yeah.
albeit the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, usually when my Steelers do horrible, I hear a lot of crap from that. But yeah, I haven't heard any gloating from my friend group
Okay.
over the election.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. And I don't think Bess has either, but I have a very diverse friend group. So I have people all over the place. I've had a few unfollows. I just had to, because there's some people that just filling up the feed.
Mhm.
It's like, here we are. What is this? Tuesday, the Tuesday after. This is 7 days later.
Right.
It's like, can you calm down? Can you stop for a bit? Can
Yeah.
you just let it rest?
It does get old. And you know what? I've grown tired of people who are on the same page that I am.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
let it go.
Yeah.
My God, talk about something else.
Because now there's conspiracy theories on that side coming around, and it's like, oh my God, does anybody know there's a new Transformers movie out? I
Yeah.
want to see the new Transformers movie.
David Gilmour has a new album out.
David Gilmour has a new
Let's talk
album
about that.
AC/DC is going on tour next year. They're about to
yeah.
announce the dates. That's
Yeah.
about to happen.
Yeah, let's talk about something
Talk
else.
about those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does get old.
Yeah.
It really, really gets old.
Yeah.
Because the deal is, when you talk about the politics, either you're yelling at a wall, you're not going to convince a wall to stop being a wall, or you're preaching to the choir.
Mm-hmm.
So none of my friends are on the fence. All my friends are one way or another. And
Yeah.
they're exactly set in their ways. Like, any of my friends could spend an hour, 2 hours trying to convince me about a topic. I like what I like.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to be swayed. And I wouldn't expect them to be swayed. So I don't have those discussions with said friends.
I'm interested with our viewers,
Mhm.
listeners.
Yeah.
If you have ever swayed someone's political opinion, like they were dead set one way,
Mm-hmm.
and then you say, under X's administration,
and
the
blank.
price of
And blankety
who's
blank
it's what's
did
it's
blankety blank.
did blank,
Mhm.
and it didn't under Y's administration, maybe you should vote for Y. And then they say, Huh.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it that way.
Right.
I'm going to vote for Y.
Yeah.
If that's ever happened to you, let us. We'll
like
put
to hear
you
it.
on the show because I want to hear about it.
Once somebody starts insulting me personally, then okay, yeah, I'm done. I'm done, and then I'm not, because someone who's going to insult me personally, they're not a friend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's time now for the Kroger Story of the Week.
I went into Kroger the other day, saw a great sign.
Uh-huh.
It said, now hiring for meat.
So meat can get employed.
And I thought, I'd rather, get paid money. Are you going to pay me in bologna? I made 4 pork chops this week.
Yeah.
This has been the Kroger Story of the Week.
So we went to a OSU game for
the Ohio State University. Mm-hmm.
Them's pricey.
Yes.
We took the whole family, the whole gaggle, and we saw them play Purdue.
Mm-hmm. The Boilermakers.
Yeah. So
I was born in Lafayette, Indiana.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My grandparents always wanted me to go to Purdue.
The seats were way up on the OSU.
On the ep.
Yeah, the Sherpa got us up to within about 10 rows, and then we had to make it the rest of the way.
Did you have to stop in the middle and adjust to the altitude?
We did. We did for a bit.
Yeah.
And there were
camped.
A number of bodies along the way.
You just walked right over
people.
Because if you die, then they're not going to get them off. You have to step over them.
They're landmarks, too. They're brightly colored, all wearing the red. But we watched the game, and it was a absolute slaughter. So this may come as a surprise to you, but I don't know anything about sports.
Really?
And when we told Andrew and Charlie that they were playing Purdue, they were grateful. They were excited about their tickets, and then they pointed out that Purdue is like one of the worst teams in the history of mankind.
It didn't used to be that way. They used to be fairly competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into the fourth quarter, it was 45-0.
Ooh. Hey, what happened? The last time I saw a score that high was when the Wookiees took on the Smurfs.
Yeah. So they got within 20 to 25 yards of the goal one time, and they kicked a field goal.
Yeah. Through the big H.
It missed.
Oh, Purdue kicked and it missed?
Purdue kicked and it missed. It was like 20, 25 yards.
Okay, so they had a shot of bringing it from 45-0 to 45-3.
Yes.
Okay.
And then once more they had that opportunity. They got to the 5-yard line.
Uh-huh.
And they kicked. So our vantage point was right. We were practically in the end zone on the side. So we couldn't see if it was going
where
through,
the end zone is,
through the H is.
Through the big H.
Yeah. We could just see like the line of the pole. We saw the kick go, and we saw all the OSU student section of the band lost their minds. And Charlie looked up at me and said, they missed. like it was like, is that allowed?
Right.
And Andrew looked over.
Are they allowed to miss?
He's like, oh, and I was like, I'm not a football guy, but I think 5 yards away, I think I could get it through there.
I do too.
I really don't know how.
I've never kicked a ball, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, I've kickball, I have.
Kickball.
But I'm pretty sure I could do 5 yards.
It's got, it should be better for kicking. It's got foot right in the name. It should be relatively easy.
Yeah.
Now, if it were a 30-yard field goal, 20, even 10, 7.
Right. No.
I
6.
couldn't.
Yeah.
6, no.
Right.
5. Yeah. I think physics decrees it should go through.
Right.
So no, it was like I said. We quit looking at the score. I think OSU scored another touchdown. Oh, and they caught a punt, and I don't mean that the punt went down the field and the guy that was supposed to receive it caught it. I meant one of the linesmen jumped up and caught the punt.
Wow!
And started running it.
Yeah, and you say that you don't know anything about football. I don't know what caught the punt means. But I'm like. He caught the punt?
He caught the punt.
He caught the punt.
So you know when they have the line and it's like, okay, I guess they have to be out there for show. They're not. They're going to punt down the field,
right?
And it's going to be another 30 yards away,
right?
And then they start their downs. No one expects the line right there to actually catch the punt,
right?
It doesn't seem physically possible.
But they caught the punt.
But they caught that punt.
Okay, yeah. Was it near the line of scrimmage?
It was on the line of scrimmage.
See, I don't know what that is either.
The line that they all line up on?
Oh, yeah.
So the dude literally kicked it 3 feet before it went into the hands of an OSU player.
Oh, wow.
And I'm surprised that player started running. I'm surprised he didn't just like look around and go, can you freaking believe this?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
It's the most amazing game. I mean, from the standpoint of points, it was boring as hell.
I was about to say,
but the feats of mediocrity,
of poorness,
were amazing.
No, because it's like
it was like watching. You ever seen the Globetrotters? They play the Washington Generals. The Generals did better than Purdue. They did. They literally did.
I always thought it would be funny if before the show the Generals gathered up and just said, you know what?
Let's kick
this. I'm tired of them making a big joke about, and I know they get paid, but it would be hilarious if they just decided we are going, and then the Globetrotters would be like, what's going on here?
My question is, what the hell?
Guys, and then they had to like fight, and then actually it turns into a game.
That would be awesome.
That would be hilarious. Yeah. No, was it last year or the year before we went to a Lakota West football game, and it was like that. I think the final score was like 42-0.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, okay.
Just let them.
The band were almost had to be taken out on stretchers from playing the fight song so many times. Even their band director posted on Facebook, this is the most we played the fight song in one game. They broke the record.
Yeah.
And it got so boring after a while. They let the clock run.
Yeah.
You let the clock run out. But I remember there was one point where the coach from the opposing team called a timeout.
What?
Why are you calling a timeout?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he wanted time to switch out players or so that everybody could, touch the grass. I don't know.
The fourth quarter.
God, after so long, it's just a bore. I like a game that's neck and neck.
It's close, yeah. And in the fourth quarter, OSU took their whole team off and put on the backup team. I'm serious.
They put on the Generals.
The Generals. I think the mascot was out there. I think he was the quarterback.
The band.
Yeah, and the band, the guy that sold me the pretzel,
the flute
he was out there.
Didn't even take off his uniform. He's just out there with his flute.
Yeah. But that was a day, man. I mean, we got up. We left at 9 a.m. and we didn't get back until about 6:30 p.m.
Well, yeah, while you were there, we were at the UC Bearcats game. Yeah. UC Bearcat played the West Virginia Mountaineers, your hometown. And West Virginia, they were ahead 24-3 most of the game. And by, I think it was the third quarter, one of our guys on UC scored this miraculous, like 80, he ran for 70 or 80 yards and scored a touchdown. And then that's what lit the fire under the asses of all the other players. And they started playing a little bit better.
They rallied.
They rallied around the family with a pocket full of shells. 3 or 4 minutes later, don't correct me on the time because whatever. They scored another touchdown. And this touchdown was pretty badass because the quarterback, I don't know his name. We'll call him Joe Quarterback.
Joe Quarterback.
He didn't have anybody open, so he ran and got a first down. Okay, and then they started again. Whatever.
Yeah.
They go back into play.
Yeah.
He again can't find anybody open. He runs and gets another down.
Okay.
Then this guy miraculously ran through God knows how many people, spun, landed on his back in the end zone, scored a touchdown, brought it to 21.
Holy crap.
Everybody's losing their mind because this is a game now.
Yeah.
It's in the fourth quarter. We got 4 minutes left. We're only down by 3. Okay. We can do this. And then they ended up not doing it. Yeah, they were. Dude was trying to throw the ball he was trying to catch, trying to get to a receiver. Yeah. And he got hit and then threw the ball midair. And that's where the ball goes.
Usually, if you throw it well,
the ball went crazy. Yeah. And then West Virginia, when they catch the ball, it's an interception. And then they ran it in for a touchdown. And it was ahead 31-21, and then it was over. So we were sad. With tears in our eyes, we left. But we got to see Jacob playing the band. The band did "Dream On" by Aerosmith.
Okay.
Holy crap! UC Bearcat marching band doing "Dream On." I had chills. It was brought tears to my eyes. It was amazing. Yeah. They sounded great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the reason we went to the game was to see Jacob and the band.
Yeah.
The football game was icing on the cake. So,
Okay.
but we ain't got no icing this week.
Yeah.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, now with more sound effects.
I went on a peep rampage this past weekend.
Oh, okay.
We're down to 2 boxes of peeps now.
Okay, what flavor?
All of them. Oh, the 2 that are left,
Yeah.
strawberry. You can have the strawberry. Do you want the strawberry?
I don't want the whole box, but if you had one open, I would take one.
No.
But you open them and let them get stale. Do you still do that?
I was
can't do
eating
that.
them right when they came out this
Yeah.
weekend. I was having some issues.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you had any open, I would take one off of you, but I don't
Okay.
want a box. I don't want
You don't want a
box.
whole box?
I don't. I
Yeah.
absolutely do not.
I also bought some peanut butter, the Reese's Big Cup.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I got in trouble
Yeah.
because I'm not supposed to buy the Reese's Big Cup.
Why?
Because it is too tempting for everyone in the house, including me. And
I understand.
So what I did was I hid the Reese's Big Cup.
Which I've done.
And then I got in trouble for hiding the Reese's Big Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kept it hid. I didn't get in trouble. I was like,
do
noticed
you
I
hide
hid
them?
it.
Do you hide them from the kids or do you hide them from Bess also?
Everyone,
Okay.
including Booba.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I have to hide stuff from my wife, I just put it in the oven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She never looks in there.
Okay. That's all right. But, yeah. Okay. We went back to the 50s for that one. It's in keeping with the times.
You know Jason Durbin, don't you?
I do.
Okay, so last week, Jason Durbin sends a text out to some of us in the neighborhood that they were going to have a bonfire. So I went over to Jason's, Libby went with me, and we're sitting at Jason Durbin's house. We're having this bonfire, and your favorite person in the world, Chris Michael, came
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. And
he's my good buddy, Chris Michael.
Yeah, the one who has a punchable face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one who mooches off the system.
He does.
And we were talking about that at Jason's house. And Jason started laughing because he was just happy because he's like, I used to be the target of all my, because you used to yell at Jason because he never charged or he never hired Cameron to pick up dog poo.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation that you need some help.
I need help?
Yes, because we couldn't figure out why you were so against these people in your life who do good for you. But
do good for me.
Okay. I mean, they both are patrons of this
they're
podcast.
patrons of the podcast. Yes, they do. Yeah.
Help the podcast that helps you, it helps me.
If I may.
And they like you. They consider you a friend despite how poorly you treat them.
If I may.
Okay.
Jason Durbin and Chris Michael, or Michelle, the way
It's Michael. It's Michael.
It's Michelle.
Michael.
Are 2 of the most wonderful people on this planet.
That's true.
I enjoy their company immensely.
Okay. But
I was excited.
I sense a but coming.
I was excited because we went out to dinner Sunday.
Yes.
And I was told that Chris Michael was going to be there.
They were, but they couldn't get a sitter.
Likely story.
Yeah.
I was told he was going to be there. And I thought, what a fitting end to my week of vacation is to go to this Ford place,
Ford's Garage,
get liquored up, and punch Chris Michael dead in the face.
One beer, yeah, which I guess, Pansy, is enough for you to get all hammered. Yeah.
We need to do the virtual reality thing, the 4 of us. We talked about that. We just haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The zero latency thing down here?
What?
Bruh.
Zero latency?
All right, let's talk about this.
What the hell is that?
It's a full room, and when I say room, I mean like the size of a gymnasium. VR. You put on the helmet, you get a gun.
Oh, we've been there.
You've
Libby
done
and I
that?
went there with the kids.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was on call. And so I brought my own car, and I watched the kids, and I was fascinated because you can see the monitors. You can see everything that they're doing through the monitors.
You didn't do it?
I didn't do it.
What the hell?
I didn't want to get all up in that and then have to leave.
Okay.
So I didn't. Yeah. I was like, I really enjoyed watching the kids do it.
So they did have a Far Cry, and I know that Jason Durbin and I believe Chris Michael were both Far Cry fans, so we were going to do the Far Cry. I don't know if they still have it or not, but
right.
We still need to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anywho, while we were at this bonfire, it turns out everybody knows this joke that Libby and I were not familiar with at all.
Okay.
In our neighborhood, in our town of Westchester, there is an International House of Pancakes.
IHOP, as the
IHOP,
kids call it
right?
these days.
And we didn't know that the street that the IHOP was on made it into a derogatory joke because everybody loves to say IHOP on Cox.
Okay.
It's on Cox Road.
Yeah.
And so if I heard it once, I heard it 20 times, IHOP on Cox.
Okay.
There was lots of giggling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Libby and I both were like, all this time we thought IHOP was on Tylersville, but it's on Cox.
It's on Cox.
So IHOP on Cox.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And they're like, hey, you ought to mention that in your podcast.
Okay.
And it's like,
And
I
here we
will.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fully intending not to, but here I am. Yeah. IHOP on Cox.
IHOP on Cox.
IHOP on Cox.
IHOP on Cox.
I want to talk about my son, Jacob.
Okay.
My oldest son, I've mentioned him on this podcast
Your
before.
eldest, yeah.
My eldest, he did a report in his marketing class about irritable dad syndrome.
Okay.
And did a great job.
All right.
And so we're hoping that
Can he help us out a little bit?
well, you know what? That's his goal.
Okay.
He's hoping that he can do that. And his teacher said that if the report is good, his teacher may become a patron of this podcast.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the teacher said.
Okay.
So anyway, this morning, it's middle of November, and Jacob is he still lives at home, and he was getting ready to go to shul. He's in our kitchen. He's got a t-shirt and shorts on, and I said, Jacob, you're going to want to put on some pants because it's going to be like 40 degrees outside. It's chilly outside. What does he do? Alexa, what's the temperature today? And Alexa says, today's high is going to be 40 to like 45 degrees.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you know what, Jacob? Last week, your bank account was kind of low. Who put money in your bank account?
Uh-huh.
Me and your mom.
Uh-huh.
Right? When you're hungry, when you eat food,
Yeah.
who gives you food?
Uh-huh.
Me and your mother.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah.
Does Alexa pay for this house, the room that you live in?
Uh-huh.
No, I do. And your mom does.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
When you had your skateboard accident and you broke your wrist, did Alexa come and pick you up and take you to the emergency room? No.
No.
Dad did.
Yeah.
Dad did.
Okay.
But yeah, you know what? You just call Alexa anytime you want
Yeah.
because Alexa's the only person you can trust.
Have a great day and stay cool.
You know what's scary? Skynet's going to happen, and it may not be that far away. That something will come and pick him up.
Hey, buddy, I love you.
It's time
But
for
you-
school.
You did this. You did this to yourself.
Oh yeah, it was. So we have Google, the Google Nest. So it's you say, "Hey Google,"
Right.
or "Okay Google,"
Right.
And having that in a family that calls their dogs Booba
Uh-huh.
is just it's randomly she'll start talking to us when we're talking to Booba. It's fun.
You ever have your Google or Alexa just out of nowhere
Yeah,
say something to you?
sometimes.
It's like I didn't. What are you talking?
And
what?
she's kind of a little because we use her to solve arguments immediately, like
Oh,
squash
yeah.
arguments. If we're sitting around dinner, it's like, who was in Lord of the Rings? Well, I think who was Gandalf?
Right.
I think it was Dabney Coleman. It wasn't Dabney Coleman.
No, it was-
I think it was Dabney Coleman. No, it wasn't him.
But
He-
hindsight,
he would have been
he would
awesome.
have killed it.
He would have killed it.
Dabney Coleman would have killed it
He would have.
in Lord of the Rings.
So then it's like, okay, Google,
Dabney Coleman.
who was Gandalf in Lord of the Rings? And,
Uh-huh.
according to the website, blah blah. It's always got to give it sources.
Right.
It doesn't want to come off
According
like fake
to an
news.
Alexa contributor.
Yeah. And it gives the answer. But it seems like when I'm right about something, I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
Oh.
It will hear me mumbling about some
Uh-huh.
in the corner of the room while I'm trying to hook something up from across the room. It'll hear me mumble and then tell me, the answer to that question. But when I'm clearly right next to it saying, was or was not Ian McKellen Gandalf in Lord of the Rings? I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
I know. Just when you need it the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have the Animal Kingdom cards when you were a kid? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Nature fun cards?
Animal Kingdom
Animal
cards.
Kingdoms cards?
Oh, I'll trade you a lion for 2 zebras.
Yes.
Really?
It came like a big tray.
Yeah.
You collect them all like Pokemon?
No.
Get like
I did not
like
have-
a kangaroo and had
No.
a picture of a kangaroo on the
I
front.
used to have some Empire Strikes Back cards.
Okay, it's not that.
Yeah, well, I know that.
These were big. These were like that big.
Okay.
with animal facts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And why did you have those?
I was a nerd kid,
Right.
man. Did you hear my voice cracked when I said that? I was a nerd kid.
The octopus has 8 tentacles.
It's exactly what it was saying.
You cut one off, it grows back.
But it would have when it was, you could definitely tell it was geared towards a certain type of kid because it had the most badass pictures of these animals.
I'm certain that if I did have that, I would have been outraged because I bet you these animal cards furthered the lie that alligators and crocodiles are different animals when they're the same damn animal.
Yeah.
Alligators and crocodiles. Grow up, people. Alligators and crocodiles are the same animal. I'm going to tell you something right now. Big Zoo have been pushing this lie for decades now.
Yeah.
And you need to stop listening to the man. Alligators and crocodiles are not different animals. They're the same animal. I know one has like a broader snout and one has a longer tail and whatever. Mike and I have different sized snouts.
Yeah.
We're both human men.
In theory.
They're the same animal.
What is it? A saltwater crocodile?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, then that's what they all are.
They're the same.
Whatever one can eat all the rest of them in one bite wins.
Same thing.
That's the one.
Same thing.
Whatever.
They're the same animal.
Yeah. Seahorses are probably alligators that just got curled up.
You know, seahorses, the boy seahorse is the one that has all the babies.
Yeah. Fun fact,
Mm-hmm.
seahorses aren't horses.
No, they're not.
They have no legs.
No.
It's not like if they break their tail,
you can't
another fish comes by and shoots the seahorse.
You can't put a saddle on it.
You can't.
No,
not legally.
Or a shoe horse.
No.
What?
A horseshoe.
You can't shoe a seahorse.
Irritable Dad Syndrome was brought to you by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper and listeners like you.
I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast that I got in trouble with Johnny Law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-0.
Yeah, exactly. So it's Sunday morning.
Popo.
The Popo pulled me over. On Sunday, Mom comes to our house and she picks us up. There's 5 of us.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
That's exactly. He and Enos were in cahoots.
I'm done, by the way.
And don't you touch me, you old Flash! I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smokey.
Smokey and the Bandit. Mom comes to our house and she's got her red van, and there's 5 of us and we can all fit in Mom's van. So she comes to get us, and then I drive us to church in Mom's van. Mom needed gas, so I pulled into the gas station and I loaded up, and then I pull out, and like within a minute after I got out of the gas station, woo! The lights comes on. Mm-hmm. Johnny Law is behind me, the man, trying to bring me down.
Yeah.
I pulled over, couldn't figure out what was going on.
Oh, no. You got to hammer the gas.
Well, it's Sunday.
Okay.
And I've got the kids with me, and I'm trying to set a good example.
Yeah.
So I pull over. Now, years and years ago, I'm on the interstate, and a police officer pulls up behind me. Woo! Lights go on. I pull over, and he passes me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you had to do that right after I pooped my pants. That was not very nice. I was thrilled that I didn't get pulled over. Anywho, this police officer comes up, and a nice guy, nice as can possibly be. A sheriff's deputy.
Okay.
And he, how are you doing this morning? I said, I'm good. And he says, did you realize that your plates are expired? Yeah. And I was like, no. Yeah. And he says, is this your car? I said, this is my mom's car.
No, we found it.
Where are you folks going? I said, to church.
So
we're off to visit.
To our dealer.
To talk to our Lord, you know. Mom had forgotten to renew her plates. Right?
Yeah.
So
did you throw her under the bus? Did you turn her in for good behavior?
I did not, but I mean, he asked.
Strike a deal?
He asked to see my license, and I showed him my license, and I told him that this, he asked to see the registration. I said, this isn't my van. I'm driving my mom's. Yeah. This is my mom's car. Oh. And he asked her, he says, you have to renew your plates. And I'll tell you what, this is going to sound horrible when I say this, but you would not believe how relieved I was when I found out that Mom would be going to prison and not me. Because I'm like, we can visit Mom. We can, get her a cake and put a file in it. We can buy her one of those metal coffee cups so she can bang it across the bars,
Yeah.
I think Mom would make a lot of friends in prison.
Probably, yeah.
She's a nice lady.
Some people thrive in there.
Yeah, orange is the new black. I mean, come on. And by the way, her middle name is Louise, and I told her I was going to start calling her Wheezy because of the Jeffersons. That has nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wheezy would go to prison.
Yeah, okay.
And we would, the kids would visit her on the weekends.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Structure. They allow exercise. There's bingo.
2 hots in the cot. Yeah. So, I mean, who can argue with that logic?
Yeah, exactly.
The very, very nice sheriff's deputy told her that she could go online and she could renew her tags there. That was not true because we tried and tried and tried. You put in her license plate, you put in the last 4 of the social. I'm not going to tell you what the last 4 of her social are. You do that, and it says vehicle not found. And the reason it's not found is because they were expired.
Yeah.
They don't show up online anymore. So she had to go down there. She went down there today, and knock on wood, she took care of everything. Mom is not going to prison.
Yet.
So
for that.
Not for this. Yeah. So we're very happy that Mom dodged that bullet. Yeah.
Have you seen the new Transformers movie, Transformers 1?
No, it doesn't look good at all to me.
I'm the only human that wants to see that movie. I got excited. I showed the trailer to the whole family. And Bess, I think she...
Is that the cartoon one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she thought it looked good just for the simple fact that it's not a movie about people murdering each other.
Right.
Which is like all that seems to be out there. She's in a family. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a dude. Andrew's a dude.
I don't know 100% fact.
And Charlie's a dude. So Bess kind of, and then Marvel hit and Star Wars came back right in the middle. So it's like, I'm sorry, just, this is where we're at.
Libby's the one in the family who got us all into Marvel.
Is she? Yeah, you said that. Yeah. So over time, Bess has gotten into them.
And Libby's the one who got us into Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she excited about? Isn't there a new movie coming out at the end of this year? The animated movie, Ride of the Rohirrim.
Oh, yeah, and
then Gollum.
I don't know if she knows about that or not.
And then the first Gollum movie is coming out next year.
There's a Gollum movie.
2.
There's 2 Gollum movies.
They're bringing back the original cast, Aragorn, all of them. They're coming back for the Gollum.
Really?
We haven't talked about this.
No.
Yeah.
I did not know.
So
that.
you remember? Okay. The fun thing about the Lord of the Rings books is that J.R.R. Tolkien will spend 15 pages talking about a tree.
Yeah.
You'll also notice when you read Fellowship of the Ring that Gandalf goes away a lot and does things and then comes back. And they don't really...
He's got his book club. He's making a crazy quilt.
Yeah.
Gandalf, he goes in, he gets that stuff to make his beard grow thicker and shinier.
Yeah, they don't really go into the movie. It's just all of a sudden Gandalf's not there, and then there he is again. And
I think he's got a lady friend.
Yeah. So in the movie,
he's showing her his wizard staff.
Hello.
Sorry.
In the movie,
sorry, kids, don't listen to Daddy.
In the movie, Gandalf realizes this is the ring or whatever, and he puts it in the envelope, gives it to Frodo. Says, keep it secret, keep it safe.
Right.
And you, as the movie viewer...
Go ahead and touch it. It's quite cool.
Yeah. You see Gandalf right off, and I'll meet you at the end of the Prancing Pony or whatever.
On Shadowfax.
Uh-huh. And,
Shadowfoot.
Well, apparently, a whole adventure took place in that period. It was The Hunt for Gollum. That's what the movies are called, Part 1 and Part 2.
Okay.
It's being directed by Andy Serkis. Gollum.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And apparently it was bringing back Aragorn, Ian McKellen, Frodo, all of them. I don't know about Frodo. I think he's in it, but I think it's going to be like
this is cool because I saw something where Ian McKellen said he is very interested in playing Gandalf again, but you better hurry up.
Yeah.
Because he's only like 90.
Yeah. Aragorn is old as Gandalf was in Fellowship of the Ring now. There's pictures of him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's an old dude.
Yeah.
But you saw what they did with Kurt Russell and
they youthified
J. Robert Mooney. Who was Iron Man?
J. Robert Mooney. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
J. Robert Mooney.
They made J. Robert Mooney look just like he did in the 90s.
You're like David Letterman. He was trying to talk about Jimmy Fallon, and he called him Lonnie Donegan.
Was that who he was talking about at that thing?
Yeah, Lonnie Donegan.
So J. Edgar Rumi and Lonnie Donegan. They're going to be de-aged. But yeah, it's supposed to. I read that it's going to. First one's coming out next year. But usually these type of movies, they start advertising them months ago. If it's coming out next year,
did they start production?
They've been in the process.
Okay.
From my understanding,
because there's no way they're coming out next year.
25 and 26.
Okay.
They're doing the Christmas thing like they did with
all right, I'm going
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It might be 26, 27.
Okay. I'll go.
With the election, it may be 31, 32. I don't know. But they're in progress.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave Lay.
Before we started this podcast, Mike and I were talking about things that are going on that gives you the impression that you're losing your mind. Okay. And I've got the doozy of the week here. A friend of mine passed away. His name is Kurt. Good guy. I used to work with him at WLWT. We used to carpool together. Just a really, really nice guy. And his funeral, I got the thing saying when the funeral was, and I'm like, well, I'm going to go to the funeral. By the way, if you work with me currently, don't listen to this part of the podcast. Just turn it off now. Thanks for listening. See you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome. Okay, I think they're gone.
Yeah.
I took a day off work because the funeral, the visitation starts at 11 to 12. Then there's the funeral, and then there's a luncheon afterwards. Okay. And so I took the day off work because if a lot of my friends from Channel 5 are going to be there, and if they're staying for the luncheon, then I was going to hang out and talk to some people, right? So I took a day off work, right?
Yeah.
And so I go to the funeral home, which is in Mason. And visitation starts at 11. I get there about 15 minutes early. The parking lot is packed. And I'm thinking, damn, there's a lot of people here for Kurt. Yeah. This is awesome. I don't recognize any of the cars. Yeah. And the people who are walking in and out of the funeral home, I don't recognize any of them. Which, okay, Kurt has a lot of friends and family. And it's in the middle of the day. It's on a Monday. So there's probably, a lot of my coworkers aren't there yet. I'm there 15 minutes early for the visitation. A lot of people get out and they start putting their flags on their car, the funeral flags. Okay. And the hearse that's parked there leaves. And then they all these cars start following this hearse. And I'm like, A, I really got here at the wrong time. Or B, how disrespectful is it to have a funeral butt to butt with another funeral? Like one leaves. Look, we need you to go. Is that
what was happening? Okay.
All these people leave the funeral home, and now the parking lot is empty. And it's like 10 till 11. Okay, so I'm like, well, I'm going to wait. Yeah. I don't want to be the first guy that walks in. I was just going to wait, and then so it's like 11:15, and I'm like, okay. So I walk into the funeral home. Nobody's in the funeral home. Okay. And now I'm depressed because, God, Kurt had a lot of friends. This is, how dare you? I mean, it's like, I'm this early and y'all are, and I'm still beating you. And I start getting upset. This woman comes up and she says, sir, can I help you? I said, yeah, I'm here for the visitation for Kurt Armstrong. And she goes, huh. And she looks and she goes and looks at the thing. She says, that's next Monday. Next Monday. I was there a week early. I took a day off.
A week early
to go to a visitation. I'm like, well,
you should have just gone. Too late to catch that other guy's funeral.
I had my jacket on. Yeah, I shaved. Shaved my head. I looked pretty sharp. Yeah, had my dress shoes and nice socks.
I hate to be crass, but you already bought the popcorn. Why don't you just go ahead and watch a movie? You know what I mean?
Right.
Just go. Yeah. Ham it up at his funeral.
So then I'm like thinking, well, should I go back to work? I've got the time. Yeah. Okay. I was, I had a comp day. So, I can use the comp day as I please. I wasn't lying.
You did go to a funeral.
I went to a funeral home.
Yes.
I did not get to a funeral. So now I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? Because his funeral is next week.
It's going to be weird if you got to go to a funeral for the same guy. They usually don't, you know what I mean? You can be sick with the same thing. You can't go to the same guy's funeral twice.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, I don't have any more time.
Okay.
So now it's like on my lunch break, I'm going to have to swing by there and catch like some of the visitation.
Yeah.
And if any of my friends from Channel 5 are there, the important thing is that I go and pay my respects to his family.
Yeah.
Right. That's the important thing.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Jesus.
I mean, these little details like going to the right person's funeral.
Okay, well, listen, usually when somebody passes away, their funeral is within a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, not almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, you
away.
don't put them in layaway or in the freezer. You know what I mean? Yeah,
we're going to have to postpone until 25. Right.
Yeah.
It's time now for the Kroger story of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I was like, well, now what am I going to do with the rest of my day? I went to the grocery store. I was buying stuff that I forgot to buy the last time I was at the grocery store.
Sure.
Yeah, because the last time I went to the grocery store, I get back and Libby said, "Did you get mayonnaise?" No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No. And then Cameron asked me, "Did you get oatmeal?" Nope. Nope, sure didn't. And we're almost out of milk. So I went to the Kroger and I bought some oatmeal, and then I got the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And a handful of other things. I get home and I realize that I still don't have fabric softener, laundry detergent, or dish soap.
Yeah.
So I had to go back to the store again.
Mm.
Yeah.
I did that yesterday with toilet paper. Get everything but toilet paper.
It's on sale now, by the way.
It's one of those things you need.
Yes.
You can't really. If you're in your house and you have no toilet paper and you've
yes,
your options become strikingly limited. You can do
go in the yard, get the hose.
Well, yeah, you can do that. You can get the paper towels. Just don't put them in the toilet. Now you got to have paper towels in the trash bin.
Right.
Now you have to be the one that throws out that trash bin. You don't want to leave that for someone.
No, you don't.
You also don't want to have that there when you have dogs in the house. For us, I'm not saying this has ever happened. I'm just saying they're curious animals.
Dogs have been known to get things out of the trash.
They've been known to do that. Luckily, Booba just eats pencils. She doesn't eat. She doesn't eat poo rags.
Lead poisoning.
Yeah.
The last time, this is another Kroger story of the week. The last time I was at Kroger, I had a bunch of stuff and it was all piling up. And the bag boy walks over and takes a look at it. No. And goes over to the next register.
Yeah.
And just waits on the next person.
Yes.
You
didn't have the right. Yeah.
Right. I asked the cashier, I said, what, does he not want to bag my groceries? What did I do? And he goes, it happens a lot. This guy just sees an order. I don't want to do that. He's
treating you like an Uber driver just pulled up, said, I'm not letting that guy in my car, and just drives away.
I mean, what was it? Something I said?
Yeah. What were you buying? Bunch of weird stuff?
No. Food?
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing weird at all.
This has been the Kroger story of the week.
I raked a ton of leaves and I bagged them up. And every year on my Facebook page, I post a picture. Here's my annual falling leaves photo. And it's of bags of leaves out in front of my house.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. My God, people always have to comment on how they do. I don't rake leaves. I just mulch mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for you and your mulcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the people that said, well, you know what? If you don't rake them, they just become part of the soil. Well, if you've got a huge section of leaves that's really thick, it will kill the grass. It will leave a bare patch on your yard. We've got enough bare patches on our yard from the drought, so I rake mine. And on the side of the house, we've got a big tree. And if you don't rake those all go in my neighbor's yard. And I like my neighbor, Gary, so I rake those and I bag them. And then I got someone else saying, hey, would it kill you to put those in paper bags?
Yeah.
Like, I can't make anybody happy.
Who gives a...
Right.
Yeah.
Just like, if that's not how you rake your leaves, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, hey, how come you're mulching yours?
Yeah. We may rake our leaves this year. We haven't raked our yard ever. We may do it this year. We don't do it because, if one of our neighbors got upset and asked us, well, why aren't you raking the leaves? Then I would be like, well, because want to make sure that the leaves decompose properly and properly mulch the aeration of the anaerobic respiration of the yard.
Yes.
It's important. Don't you care about the planet? The real reason is I don't want to go out there. It's cold. It's wet. We've got dogs. There's probably some poo in those leaves. I don't want to mess with that.
But the four of us tackled these.
Yeah.
So we've got the Leafinator 3000. You got the strap that goes over your shoulder. It hooks to the bag, and you suck them up. Okay.
Oh.
And then, so instead of going all over the
So
yard.
you don't rake, you suck up the leaves.
Instead of going around the yard and sucking up one leaf at a time, we rake them into big piles. You can stand there and suck up one big pile instead of walking over trying to pick up one leaf at a time.
Where do you get that thing?
The Leafinator 3000?
Yeah.
At the Home Depot.
The Home Depot?
Or Lowe's.
Okay.
You can go to Lowe's and get it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So we've got 2 rakes, and Jacob and Cameron are raking into piles. I've got a blower, and I'm blowing leaves out of Gary's yard into our yard, and then Libby is using the Leafinator 3000.
Let me throw
She
this.
sucks them up. And then we are putting them in the bags, and then me and the boys are grabbing these bags and putting them in the front of our house. We got like 30 bags of leaves the first time, and then an additional 5 or 6 the second, and I got 3 more after I went by the funeral home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got an idea. I'll throw this one by you. What if I get one of those aspirators, like a sprayer, and fill it with gasoline, and go around and spray the leaves, and then toss a match into the backyard?
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think so.
But I will say...
It'll get rid of the leaves.
Yes, it will. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything more because I'm going to encourage... I don't want to encourage people to set fire.
Don't do that.
Do not do that at all.
Don't do that.
Do not set
Don't
your...
set your yard on fire.
You've already set your yard on fire.
I've done that. Yeah, I did that once.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No, it's not.
Grass was dry and just right up to our deck, and I thought that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Well, this took a dark turn.
We're going to go. Before we leave, we want to remind you again, do not set your yard on fire.
Don't set your yard on fire.
Yeah, don't do that. That's
Don't
bad.
do anything we tell you to do, except go to irritabledadsyndrome.com.
Yes. Listen to any episode you want, except for the first 25. And if you want to join Patreon, God, that would be amazing if you did that. That would help us out. And if you want to go to our shop and you want to purchase a gift for somebody for Christmas, you can do that at irritabledadsyndrome.com.
Yeah. Be awesome.
So we're going to head out. We hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Yeah.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
Is this going to be our last episode?
We've said that for 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends at all who are one way or another. I don't have any friends.
What would be the premium payment? Would it be
I don't know.
fish?
Is that meat?
No, not really. It's a vegetable.
Yeah. Fish is a vegetable.
Is this going to end in a murder-suicide?
It might.
You think? I'm beginning to forget what I'm doing while doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
in
in the midst of it.
Yes. That's the equivalent of why did I walk into this room?
Oh.
That was a good one. Yeah, you mother. Yeah, boy.
I'm too lazy to remove the little birdie, little Twitter birdie from our page.
Well, here's the thing. So my posts used to get traction on back when it was called Twitter. Now they don't do anything. I mean, I'm lucky if I get one like or whatever. Do you want me to wait until you're done slurping before I talk?
No, go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah. Oh,
because I can wait.
You got mad.
So my posts used to do stuff.
You've only told this 15 times on the podcast.
I'm talking about something new.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they don't get anything. This is something that doesn't make any sense. So there's this post that was written in June 27th of 2012. This guy said, with the chaos of infinite collisions of subatomic particles, eventually the vast randomness and inevitability leads to serendipitous order.
Okay.
I replied, yup. 20 likes.
Yeah.
And 15 of those likes have been within the past 2 weeks. Somebody found this guy's post from 12 years ago, and they read through the comments and liked mine.
Yeah.
And now it's taken off like wildfire.
Yeah. Yup. I think that's a great post.
Yeah.
It's a great comment.
Yeah. None of my original posts do jack. Hi, I'm Darin.
Let's try it again. I couldn't control that. That was a burp. It just happened. I didn't plan it. Didn't expect it. It just happened. It just is, Darin. It just is.
Yeah. It's slurping or burping.
Yeah. That should be our This should be the.
That thing, that's thick. It is, yeah.
Ow.